Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Phil from underKG.com. Today I got the LG Velvet. This is the latest model launched here in South Korea instead of the new G series model. But looking at the model code right here, it seemed like it was supposed to be the G9. Look at that, LM-G900N. It follows the trail of the older G series model code updated with the number of 900. But for some reason, LG decided to change its name and it comes under the name of Velvet. So why Velvet? LG claims that they created something that feels as luxurious as velvet, the material, following the trail of their Black Label series, starting with the LG Chocolate and the Shine. So let's open it up and check out how velvety it is. Alright, under the packaging is the device itself. We're gonna pull it over and put it right there. And here's a little packet containing the SIM card tray removal tool, LG Pay guide, data transfer guide, and the quick start guide. Below that is a charger, nothing special, fast charging, USB type A to C cable, and the pair of stereo headphones. Here it is with the spare tips that just ran away, and the in-ear tie with the fabric finish cable. That's it, there's no case, there's no fancy adapter, that's pretty much it. And to the device itself, it comes in 4 different colors, Aura Black, Aura White, Aura Green, and Illusion Sunset. What you see over here is obviously Aura Gray. Now interestingly, as you can see, it comes with the OLED panel that has curved edges left and right. Samsung calls it the Edge display. More and more manufacturers, noticeably Chinese manufacturers, are adopting this, and LG, for the first time, finally has the curved edge display. The phone is turned on. As you can see, it's got a notch containing 16 megapixels of front-facing camera. There are a bit of bezels top and bottom, nothing major, but they are there. On the right-hand side, there's a power button. On the left-hand side are the volume rockers with the Google Assistant hotkey. On top are the SIM card tray with the microSD card slot and the secondary microphone. On the bottom is a 3.5mm headphone jack with the USB-C port, microphone, and the speaker. It does come with the dual stereo speaker, but unfortunately it doesn't have the Quad DAC. It does contain a DAC because it's got to make a sound, but that ESS high-quality Quad DAC isn't here anymore. They included it with the V60. On Velvet, it's just a regular single DAC. So for you audiophiles out there, you're out of luck. Alright, so what's inside this phone? Firstly, let's start with the software. It does have the Android 10 style gesture, and you can see that the overall interface is somewhat reminiscent of the Samsung One UI. I already covered this with the other LG devices, and I'm not totally against this. LG's interface used to be a lot worse than this, a lot less user-friendly, and now this, although not original at all, at least it's easier to use. Other than that, what's under the hood? There's 6.8 inches of Full HD Plus OLED panel, Snapdragon 765 octa-core processor, not 765G like a lot of other devices, but vanilla 765, surprisingly. 8GB of RAM, 128GB of UFS 2.1 storage, microSD card expansion slot, and 4300 mAh of battery, in which you can wirelessly charge through the glass back panel. Within the glass back panel is what LG calls the water drop camera design. So they claim these 4 circles drop just like the water drops. Firstly, bigger one, drop, 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 and the end. So the biggest one over here, protruding ever so slightly, is the main sensor. f1.8 of wide-angle 48 megapixel sensor, followed by f2.4 of depth sensor, f2.2 of 120 degrees of super wide angle, and the LED flash. All the other ones are flat, covered under the glass. Only the main one is sticking out a little bit. It is a pretty long device. Compare that with the Galaxy S20 Plus. Right here, the S20 Plus does have thinner bezels, although it lacks the mil-spec certification. The Galaxy A71 might be a closer competition. Here we go with the Galaxy A71's bezel. And if you're more of an iPhone person, here's the iPhone 11, which is a lot cheaper than Velvet. And what about that rear camera that doesn't follow the de facto rule of the island design? Again, iPhone 11, Galaxy A71, LG Velvet, and Galaxy S20 Plus. Here's how it compares against the competition. There are not a lot of interesting options under there, but under extension, there is a menu called Pen. That's because just like the V60, it also supports Wacom stylus pens sold separately that comes with 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity, and it also supports LG Dual Screen that is also sold separately. But the biggest features LG points out are, surprisingly, in the camera. Now, that 48 megapixel sensor doesn't seem that all special. A lot of phones have it. And this one follows the same trail. It binds 4 pixels into one, generating 12 megapixels of output. If you really want to utilize the full pixels, although not suggested, you can tap on that option right there and choose 4 to 3, 48 megapixels. And it's going to give you the full resolution without binding all those pixels. There's, of course, that super wide angle switch. You can make it super wide. There is the 2x zoom switch as well, but it doesn't come with a telephoto lens, so that's all digital. Some interesting features include the time lapse that you can switch the timeless speed while you're taking the video, so you can make it slow or fast depending on the scene. And the idea here is that you don't have to edit it in the post. You can change the speed while you're taking the video. In the video, there's a super steady cam. It doesn't come with the OIS, but it does have software-backed super steady mode, although it only works on video. There's the ASMR recording and the voice autofocus and 3D AR sticker as well. I haven't tried them yet, so we'll talk more about that on the review. At a first glance, it doesn't really seem like a special package. It has a pretty standard chipset, standard RAM and storage amount. It's got 5G support, wireless charging, and fast charging, but they also are somewhat common. Probably the only thing standing out here is the mil-spec certification, and LG claims that the design is very special, but to be fair, the sandwich glass design and the edge display isn't particularly new. To my eyes, at least it looks more appealing than LG's previous offering like the V50s, V60, or the G8 ThinQ. And a lot of times, what's on the spec sheet isn't necessarily what it offers. Overall optimization, photo quality, and the battery life, they all matter to how satisfied you are with the device, especially with the price tag high enough like this guy. So we'll go ahead, spend some time, and get back with the review, telling you how it actually was in real life. Till then, you can always find us on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll see you guys later. Ciao.